right, check it out. I'm Coach Watson, and right here we have Malik and D. D is an 11th grader. Malik is about to go to the 8th grade. And one of the main focuses of this workout is just to make everything as difficult as possible. So this right here is going to be by far their easiest drill. And this drill really is not that easy because it really is hard on the defensive muscles. But right here, as you can see, they're doing a defensive slide, back pedal, and then going into the layup. And this is really good for agility training and for explosiveness. All right, so I'm gonna have them make 10 each on both sides, and that is gonna really get the most out of them. So we're gonna go to the left side after they make 10 each, and then we're gonna go into another drill. But as you can see, it's really important that you sprint after you backpedal at the cone, that you give yourself an all-out sprint, and really just to work on your explosiveness down the court, especially in a fast break situation. You gotta close out on the rim really good. Since this was a hard workout, I tried to give the players a break in between each drill by having them make 5 free throws. I didn't put that in the highlight. I clipped out a lot of the free throws, but just so you know, they end up shooting, I would say, about 50 free throws throughout the course of this workout. And right here, they're finishing on the left side. Malik is a left-handed player, so the left side for him is really easy. D is right-handed, so his left side really does not look up to par for an 11th grader. I'm trying to give them really hard passes right now, and it's really important for boys that's entering high school and even 8th graders to be able to catch really fast passes, because that's when they start to kind of develop their man body, and they're going to start getting really fast passes and bullets and stuff like that from other players. And you don't want them not to have their hands ready, and you don't want their hands not to be ready for those really hard passes. So as you're doing this drill, it's really important as a coach not to give soft passes, not to give bad passes. You want to train your players right here as far as catching, because this is a catching drill as well, not just a layup and agility drill. So it's really important that you get them prepared for good passes and fast passes. Now right here, as you can see, we've been doing a lot of the miking drill. This is something that I had got from Kyrie Irving, and it helps him with his finishing, and it's not too strenuous on the body, so you get a lot of good reps in at a really short period of time. And I added the resistance band to this just to do something different. I like to be very creative, so you can't see it in the camera right now, but I'm actually standing on the resistance band. And I really like it because it helps you work on your right and your left hand at the same time. And it's more repetitions, and it's more automatic, where you don't have to think as much. You really just getting the ball out the net and then putting it right back up. So I like to have the players go on the resistance band. Number one, because it helps with the explosiveness. That's one of the key main focuses of this workout, is explosiveness. So when you hold players back with this resistance band, it's going to automatically help them with their explosiveness, because when they don't have the resistance band under them, they're going to be going up with explosiveness and going up with more force than if you just have them do it without the resistance band. Here we basically did a lot of different variations of the mic and drill. I didn't put every single one of them on camera, but there's quite a few reverses off the wrong foot and then twirl and layup. All right, now right here, this is the full court ball handling drill. It's important when you're designing workouts and things like that for players. It's really important that you include full court ball handling, especially if you're training a point guard. And Malik is a point guard. D is not a point guard, but it's still going to help him to be doing ball handling drills. And so it's really important to have point guards do more strenuous and I don't know, difficult drills. So as you can see right here, I have him with 2 balls. He's not just running up and down the court easily. He's going really slow. And that it doesn't look like it's good, but it's really good that he can't really go that fast because it's training him to get out of his comfort zone. So he has to slow down and concentrate on both of the basketballs. That's really important because you need a point guard that can handle pressure. And this is putting a lot of pressure on him by making him go through cones and keep 2 basketballs and finish with 1 ball cuffed in his hand. So these are some really, really good drills for point guards. And when you watching workouts, if you see kids just going through the workout like professionals and everything is just smooth, then that's not really developing that player. In order to develop players, you have to make it hard on them. They're not going to look good during the workout. That's really important because the workout is going to be so difficult that they're not going to look as good as they really are. So right now, these players, they're not looking so cold as much as they are in real life because they are really way better than this. But the workout is causing them to have to develop. And this is the moment where they're developing. And it's a process. It's not an overnight thing where you just roll out of the bed and all of a sudden you know how to do things that you didn't know how to do before. It's actually a process. And when you're going through a process, you're going to have some really, really hard and difficult moments where you don't look good at all. And that's how you develop. But you have to put yourself through that. And me, honestly, as a coach, I enjoy that process. And a lot of other coaches do too. But one thing that most coaches are looking at when they're looking at my players, they want to see a finished product. Well, you're not going to see a finished product until they hit 12th grade. And even after 12th grade, they're still developing. But of course, they're going to have a lot of things mastered by 12th grade if I get them started young. So I want coaches to know that as you're watching these players develop, keep that in mind that this is a process. We don't know how these players are going to develop. D, for example, may be a late bloomer. And I need coaches to see that. I need coaches to recognize that and to be patient as you see him going through this developmental process. He's missing easy shots. His body is a little wobbly because he's still growing. His dad is really tall, so he's probably going to end up a really tall player and get that body control a little later. And we never know. No, he could be dunking easily by his 12th grade year. And so I want coaches to stick around and see that. All right, sorry I went off on a little tangent right there, but let's get back to the workout. Right now, we're doing physicality with the contact pad. Once again, it's really important for 12th graders or high schoolers, not 12th graders, but high schoolers in 7th and 8th grade onward to whenever they're doing drills to have a contact pad, hit them, make them have to be physical because the last thing you want is a player that does not want to be touched going to the basket. That's the worst thing you could have is a player like that. So I make sure in all of these workouts, when I do have boys about 7th or 8th graders and above and girls also, same thing goes for them, is you want to have that contact pad in all of their workouts. Once again, one of the things I'm doing right here is making the shooting drill a little harder. Instead of just letting the player catch and shoot, I wanted them to have a hand up in their face and to have a different degree of difficulty. Once again, you're not going to play a basketball game and get all wide open shots. So why come in the gym and just shoot nothing but wide open shots? That's not going to prepare you for those tough shots where a hand is going to pop up in your face at any given second. So right here, I want to make the player more comfortable with having a hand up in his face, especially because he is a shorter player. He needs to be able to get that arch over taller defenders and have the confidence to knock down shots. All right, now here's the funnest part of the workout. We make sure we always do the scrimmaging last when the players are dead tired. It's really important that you fatigue your players out before they scrimmage. This is championship knowledge. Any coach that has won a championship knows that you do not let your players come in the gym fresh and play scrimmaging of any kind. Make sure that they're fatigued, make sure that they're dog tired, and then that's when you let them play. And one of the things I've been doing with these two players is practicing with them and just getting some shots up over them. This has a lot to do with my training. The only way that I really know where a player is if I play against them. That's how I develop my workouts. So right now, by playing against them, I'm learning little bitty details about their game, little bitty details about their thinking processes when they're going to the hoop and when they're deciding when to shoot, and also how their defense is and how they play on defense. And lastly, I learn a lot about their confidence at this moment right now, because you don't really know a player's confidence by putting them through drills. But when you're playing against them, then you can read their confidence. And also, this gives me a chance to kind of teach them. So they're watching me. One thing about kids and younger players is they watch everything you do, and you never know what they're picking up on. So by me just showing them some moves and doing moves on them, they're actually learning and picking up more moves that they can actually use in their game and when to use them in the game. All right, good shot, Malik.
23 system is about catching up to Michael Jordan and chasing championship rings.
Oh!
You are watching 23 System. Make sure you go to the 23 System Facebook store today and check out our headbands and also check out our t-shirts.